Hi friends and friendly subscribers, welcome back to my channel. This is Inner Hill Tarot, and today we're going to do the unboxing, silent flip through and hot takes of this Nature Quest Oracle by Teresa Hutch. Teresa Hutch has this deck also as a independent indie deck before, but I didn't get that one because I know that she's going to have the mass market edition by US Games, so I just waited for it to come out, which is now, and it's come out from the US Games, published by US Games, I mean. And yeah, it's a nice deck, a nice box as well. Like always, it's very proper. I used to have the tarot deck that she has as well, but I already given it away to one of my clients, so I didn't have it for another flip through together with this deck. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I didn't like her pip deck because it's just pips, so yeah. Anyway, I always love scenes more. Anyway, let's go to the guidebook. So it's copyright. Oh, it's actually 2022. It's not 2023. We got it very late in the UK. So it's talking about working with the 5 elements in Chinese medicine. Interesting. So she's talking about she's working with Tao Te Ching. So this deck is to help inspiring you to incorporate Taoist wisdom into your everyday life too. So Taoist wisdom, it's the yin and yang principle, which is like what's seemingly good, it's not 100% good. What is seemingly bad is not 100% bad. And also everything is always in a cyclical. It has cycles in it. So it's nice. For example, if we pull out a card, it has the mu, or subtle energy of the element of earth. Earth is 2, so mu is actually I think it's actually should be fire. Oh, it is brings into balance earth elements. What? Then what is 2 then? Oh yeah, mu is like the body of the human or something. Oh my god, this is so bad. I don't even know the Tao principles anymore. Okay, so it's all have the mu characteristic in some places, and then hua, the fire element. Oh yeah, so mu is only the wood element. There is nothing else about it. Reading too much tarot cards with like wood is 1 and fire and stuff like that is kind of confusing. Okay, 2 is earth. That's very interesting. Okay, so this is the artist, Teresa Hutch. This is good. Okay, so we also have a lot of bee friends because we are surrounding by gazillion flowers all around us. So actually I will dedicate this silent flip through to our bee friends that never endingly, never tirelessly taking care of our nature. Okay, so 5 minutes in, let's do the silent flip through without further ado. if you want to see the box, it's kind of snuggish like this. So also with the with the guidebook, it's snug very well, so you don't need to worry if it's going to waste your space or not. It's very snuggy. And if you're new to my channel, just stumbling on this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share if you like this video. And for you who always stay here, thank you so much. So let's start the silent flip through, guys. Enjoy. Okay guys, we just finished doing the whole flip through of this 50 card decks watercolor art by Teresa Hutch, and it's featuring some of great yogis and gurus in general when it comes to wisdom. What do I think about this deck overall? Well, some of the wisdom, you know, the first time I read about the things that say this, the wisdom words or the wisdom phrase or the oracle, basically, I'm kind of like, yeah, that's why I don't practice Chinese medicine, or I'm not into Taoism, Tao Te Ching, or I Ching, or this practice, because it's kind of remind me of my own childhood memories where the grown-ups around me indoctrinated me with the notion of Tao, but they themselves not doing it. So it's like kind of gaslighting the kids with the teaching of the Taoism, with basically don't do like do as I say, not say it like I do, or something like that, this kind of wordings. So it's kind of bring me back a little bit of my childhood memories where like the adults around me would be so hypocritical by throwing all of these great wisdom words, of course, throw these words around without weight, you know. It's just like an escapism for them to make the kid shut up, basically, without them have to also do the same thing. So it's kind of triggering reading this, to be quite honest. But there are a lot of like sources of wisdom that not everything feels true anymore for me. Anyway, maybe my understanding, it's not that deep anymore. There's like slight inner resistance within me, because again, like I said, it's remind me, for example, like this, it reminds me of my childhood memories. Like we arrive at non-action and everything gets done, and we need to be careful about writing or reading oracle like this, because it can be interpreted like what some of my family members are like this, you know. So it's like, yeah, we don't need to do anything. Our other family members who love to work hard and all of this thing will help us if we like have difficulties or something. It's true, but then again, you cannot use this philosophy again and again also. Basically, what I learned about Taoism as a child, there's a lot of time when all of these wisdom words thrown around as a mean of distinguished barriers, distinguished healthy boundaries within people in a family unit, basically. And sometimes it's also used as a way to gaslight the children, like me, for example, or the other family members. So sometimes people, I don't know about other ethnicity, but I came from overseas Chinese background, part of it anyway. So I see it as how you can recites all of these wisdom words, not in English but in Chinese. It's considered like someone who has high culture and understanding, when and then therefore commands they commands authority, you know, like I understand these verses, you don't, so therefore I can throw it around of your behavior right now towards me, and you have to take it, you know, things like this. And it's just become like a source of arguments, or a source of breaking other people's boundaries, and at the same time it's like imprisoning them with these sources of wisdom, which is sad for me because now I'm reading it again. Yes, I do agree. Like, for example, this is hidden beauty with who. If you want to be a whole, first let yourself become broken. It's actually also a concept of wabi-sabi in Japanese culture, which is beautiful, and you kind of like repair what was broken with gold to make it even more beautiful. It's nice, right? The wording and the meaning, it's really beautiful. But sometimes when it's being used for some kind of like manipulation tool, it's also become like something that can be thrown about to wreck your personal boundary or something like that. For example, it's like if you have like a savings and your family member know that you have savings and they're like adamantly ask for your help and you refuse because this is your savings, you know, it's your prerogative what you want to do with your money, right? And then the family members who asking you for help and you didn't give help to them, and like, you already have money and stuff like that, but you refuse to help me, and it's just started to become a source of kerfuffle that not necessary, but it's a very common thread in Chinese family. And a lot of these wisdom words become like instead of something that you really truly try to understand on your own, it's become a source of trauma triggers for me anyway. So, but nevertheless, I think the deck is beautiful, although also it's quite confusing. For example, like someone who like me understand Chinese language, like the mu, it feels to me like wands in tarot. Yeah, it's become very confusing because mu in Tao has its own is its own elements. It's not the element of fire, but in tarot sometimes the wands is from the wood, right? Then and that it's the element of fire. So it's kind of throw me aback a little bit. And even like this, tu is the earth, and it has feathers in it as an awareness. And a lot of times in for example, like the Ma'at Tarot, the feather is the suit of swords or something like that, if I'm not wrong. Or a lot of tarot deck, like the literary tarot, I think the ink or the quill, which is the feather to write, is also a sword element. So it's quite annoyingly put you in the mind games a little bit, you know. But and Jing also, it's Jing is actually the metal, and I think it's the kettle pot here that it's actually means gold. So it's actually probably meant. So Jing is in the Chinese lore element also. Sometimes it's interpreted gold, sometimes it's interpreted metal. So it's already quite confusing in itself. And then you have this teapot, which is like from metal. That actually, if you buy the real one, the Japanese one, it's so expensive, but really worth to have it. And then there's like the water cup, and it's really true. Like the Tao can be described, it's not the eternal Tao. The name that can be spoken is not the eternal name. But what does that even mean now? Then it's become, this kind of thing has become like a source of confusion. Like me as a child, when our elderly kind of push on us to learn about Tao, and then because I think the adult themselves don't really understand what it means, what a lot of things means, but they just kind of like confusing the kids even more. So it's, yeah, that's how I feel also about these cards, for example. It's very interesting. Yeah, a lot of the things from the metal element, I don't understand what they mean actually, and that's come from a person from Chinese background who's supposedly native on this teaching and philosophy. I do believe in this though, like Jing powerful. When the way rules coach horses fertilize the fields. When the way is lost, war horses breed in the parks. It's really true. It's kind of remind me when it was locked down, a lot of parks in London being vandalized, and people do barbecue left and right. And at that time, 2020, the summer was really hot. I was always really worried that all of these barbecue things will catch fire and cause fire in the public parks. And also we have like a lot of wildlife living in that parks. It's really true. When the way is lost, war horses breed in the parks. It felt like that. So some of the cards is also, it's also very I feel it very true to what I know and believe, but I guess I need to go further into my childhood trauma works and to understand better. And actually this deck is a good resource for me to reclaim my childhood trauma, I think. And as an adult, I can start to learn it again for myself from the beginning, and probably ask other people who understood Taoism better, or read books than the elderly or the parents' generation in my family, and actually learn it for myself. So yeah, so that is my hot takes. I'm sorry it's a bit longer today. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please don't forget to hit subscribe, share, and comments. The backing of this deck is really beautiful, and I hope you enjoy a little bit of overshare of my inner childhood memories. But yeah, it seems like a really nice deck to work with. Like cardstock wise, is typical US game cardstock. It seems like it's like between 275 to 350 grams, and it's a semi-glossy finish with like a little bit of a coat on it, so water cannot seep easily. So I think it's a nice deck to have, especially in the summertime, to work with this kind of muted color. It's very beautiful. And yeah, let me know if you already work with this deck. How do you feel with it? And yeah, looking forward to hear from you. Thank you so much guys for your time, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.